today at the annual New Zealand wine tasting, which is taking place in Lords Cricket Ground. A fantastic buzz today, so many wines, and I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of New Zealand wine, and I'm sure many of the Wine Remedy members have tried New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, which is a big brand, so it's a really big deal for the New Zealand wine industry.
New Zealand's still a little bit on fire. I wouldn't say it's sort of a raging fire, but I think people are now seeing New Zealand as being really coming of age, producing really quite stunning wines, and wines that actually consumers really like.
New Zealand Sauvignon, because of its pungency, has brought an entirely new audience into drinking decent quality white wine.
Yeah.
And they're just people who Sauvignon Blanc now is the sexiest grape in the Northern European market.
The story of Cloudy Bay started in 1985, you know, I mean, when David Onen, this Australian man, arrived in New Zealand with his first vines of Sauvignon Blanc, planted them, and this is where we are 25 years later, you know, with a big wine, big brand, well-known, very well-known in UK, but also in Europe, with a strong development. And I think that, Sauvignon Blanc in New Zealand has been put on the map, and we owe him a lot, yes.
The whole point about New Zealand is this freshness, this purity, this wonderful sense that we have of New Zealand in Europe. We think of it as these two long thin islands lost in the southern seas. That's what we want to taste in the wine.
Sure.
And we don't want to taste too much human intervention.
Too much oak, I think.
Too much oak.
I've noticed that today. I've been tasting the wines, and I think there is a danger with some of the Pinots. There's all these spicy, smoky tangs, and I think a French oak, there's a bit of a love affair going on with French oak.
I agree.
Well, I think justice has been done. New Zealand can finally sell its wines to the UK market. I have a late harvest Riesling. I've had a lot of Rieslings today that are sweet Rieslings that are quite toffeed and honeyed. This has got a nice floral, slightly lychee aroma. I think this is slightly more balanced and less cloying than some of the wines I've had today. That's excellent.
I coined a phrase called mastige. We want to be mastige, and what I mean by that is before we were prestige and niche, and others go down the mass market and become a bit too sort of commoditized. We believe that some brands can be a bit more mass market but still remain quite prestige, and I call that mastige. You do that by making sure you're in the right retail outlets, and you do it by keeping your quality very high, or as high as you can, and you do it by good branding and getting a consumer to sort of lock into what you mean.